Hello everybody and welcome to another Taff's Words. On my way home from work, so I thought, hey, why not do one there in the car while I got the time. Chances are I'm not going to have enough time to do one tonight, but if I don't do one tonight, I probably won't have enough time to do one before the game on Saturday, and I wanted to make sure I gave my thoughts on that game. And while Tuesday night's game is fresh in the mind, I wanted to make sure you knew how I felt about that one as well. Firstly, anyone that is basically defending the ref in any way needs to have a long, hard look at themselves personally, because how you can defend that kind of refereeing performance is absolutely beyond me, especially when it happened to your club. You know, trying to pick the bones out of it, and oh yeah, but we shouldn't have been 2-0 down. It's like, well, no, we shouldn't have had the frigging first penalty to be 2-0 down. The first goal, yeah, okay. Let's focus on the actual negatives from our point of view, right? First of all, the defending was poor, which you've got to hold your hands up and realise the defending is poor at the moment at home. For some reason at home we can't defend, but when we're away we defend like warriors. Now, why? We've got to ask these questions. I'm sure the manager's already asking the lads, why are we not being able to defend when we're at home? I mean, obviously Saturday's game, I haven't spoken since Saturday's game either, except for on the live stream. For those of you who missed that, my thoughts on that were, at 2-0 down, I thought, for God's sake, here we go, here comes another Yeovil. Because Yeovil have gone on and lost games, so they're not as good as anyone would believe they were, you know, considering how they played against us. And the results afterwards. I mean, the way they played against us, you'd think they'll go on and win the league or something, but far from it. I don't even think they'll make the playoffs now, but by the looks of things, it was just, we had one of those unbelievable off days, and Jordan Green isn't as good as we thought he was, thinking, well, we may have missed a trick by not signing him ourselves. But as far as I'm concerned, that game was just a blip, and it's gone, because no, we're unbeaten since. Say unbeaten, we should have been. It should be. We've had a 100% record since. But if it wasn't for the bloody ref on Tuesday night, I'm certain that we would have. But yeah, we went 2-0 down. But the fact is, I don't care if we go 2-0 down as long as we get the goals back. I mean, it's an alarming thought to think that we'll go 2-0 down every single home game. Like, well, yeah, 3 games in a row we've got 2 goals down, but we've pulled them back, except for against Yeovil. I mean, obviously Saturday, the following 4 goals are scored by us, thankfully, and not by them. But what we need to focus on now is obviously defending well enough to not go down, but then attacking well enough to get the goals first ourselves. I mean, it's, what can you say, lapses in concentration in the defence, or complacency potentially could be one of the issues. But the fact is, we've gone 2-0 down the last 3 games at home, and we've won 1, drawn 1 and lost 1 from that. Obviously beating Cambridge the way we did was phenomenal. Great result, especially considering what the opening 2 goals were, where the opening 2 goals went. Macclesfield, though, this is where we're going to come onto it and pick the bones out of that performance. Now, I mentioned the defending for the first goal. The defending to obviously give the referee the opportunity to give the penalty was poor, but for me it was a poor penalty decision. I think it was a coming together. The attacker managed to what's the word I'm looking for? In a crafty kind of way, get around Dan Butler to be in a position where Dan Butler had no option but to foul him. And well, what is Butler supposed to do? They're both chasing for a ball. He slips around and falls over. You know, I think it was more of a deceitful act by the attacker more than it was a foul by Dan Butler. But that Trevor Kettle is a penis, and I can't stand the bloke. And he's worse than Huxtable with regards to, if he can give something bad against us, he will, or if he can let an opposing team get away with something when they're playing against us, he will. I'll never forget the penalty he gave Cambridge away during the Great Escape season when we'd gone 2-0 up, and fair play, they pulled it back 2-2, and their last goal was scored off well, obviously the penalty didn't go in, Joe Day saved it, but they scored off the rebound, and that was never a penalty. And for me, the Dan Butler one wasn't. It's split opinions. I can understand why people think it should have been given, but people are even considering talking about a red card. mean, first of all, Dan Butler isn't fouling him. Dan Butler's chasing the ball and the player gets in front of him and falls over. So, the other thing as well, right, you've got the double jeopardy rule, right? Now, when you're giving a penalty, there's not a red card for last man if you're giving the penalty. The red card is for a blatant, cynical foul to prevent the goal from going in. So last man doesn't get a red card anymore, it's a yellow card. So we're going to move on to that rule shortly. But the Dan Butler one for me wasn't a penalty, and any Newport County fan can suggest that our player should have been sent off for that. First of all, if you know the rules and you're still saying they should have been sent off, I say sorry, but you know that's just quite exhausting, to be honest with you. Obviously, then we come back into the game and get the goal from Butler, which was great. Absolutely amazing corner routine that one was. You know, Dino Marmia thought he had corner routines. Well, check that one out, Dino. So yeah, so basically, moving on then to the penalty that we get to determine our second goal. Now, that there was a blatant obstruction of a goal scoring, of an obvious goal. That was your textbook red card. Although the way that people are trying to mask that one up is because there was a covering player running towards the goal when he went down. But the fact is that player didn't get there until Matt was down. As far as I'm concerned, Matt had an open goal to place that ball into and was prevented from doing it by a player who was already booked, by the way. And that player is going to come into question soon, because that player is already booked. That is a yellow card no matter what. Yellow card / red card if the referee's harsh enough to give it. Well, the referee wasn't just lenient enough to not give the red card, but he didn't give any card at all because he knew we would have had to send the player off. I'm sorry, but it's a yellow card, second booking, red card, bang, done. How he didn't give that red card is absolutely beyond me. And against 10 men for the rest of that game, we were bombarding them as it was. Obviously, you can't guarantee anything, but I personally believe that we'd have won that game comfortably. We'd have gone on to score at least another 2 goals. But that's only an opinion, that's not a fact, unfortunately. But moving on then to their second penalty for their third goal. It wasn't a penalty. It hits his hand, but it's not a penalty. He's getting pulled back by the player that should have been sent off as well. So that's what I said, he's coming back into the conversation because he's the one that pulled Dimitriou back. And not being funny, if you pull back, your arms go up. You pull back, arms up, like that. And it's a foul in favour of Dimitriou, not a penalty. And then he gave a yellow card for the hand-frigging ball. I mean, what the hell is his deal like, you know? And then after he's given that, then the ball goes over the line. In my opinion, that's over the line. That should be a goal. Didn't give it. Then, and the thing is, we might have had enough time to go on and score a winner then. So that was another denial. And then, of course, the final one was the penalty that we should have had. Now it looked like he pointed to the spot. No, obviously he blew up for something. It was a foul of some sort, and he looked like he pointed at the spot, and we all thought, yes, we got a penalty. And then all of a sudden, no, we haven't got a penalty, and he's given a yellow card against the attacker. I'm going to say, Michael Flynn came out in the press and he's 100% right. That referee was an absolute shambles. It was a disgusting refereeing performance, rightly said. And now anyone can poke at our team for that display, except for the first goal. The first goal, yeah, okay. But these people aren't frigging Premier League players. They ain't playing for Man United or Liverpool, you know, with all this hyped expectation on them. They're playing for us in League 2. And at the moment, we're overperforming, considering our club stature and our budget size. So anyone can point at them players and blame them in any way for us not getting those 3 points that night when we bombarded them, and their goalkeeper made 3 absolutely top-class saves to keep us out as well. Now anyone can point at our players and say that we threw 2 points away. Is absolutely beyond me. I don't know how anyone can even have that opinion unless they're just, you know, the knife sharpeners waiting to have a moan at the players and they're scraping the barrel just so they can have a pop, you know. So you like having a go at our players, fine, but at least give them your backing when they're robbed like that, you know. So anyway, I've overkilled the last few games personally, but we're playing Forest Green Rovers now on Saturday, and I'm thoroughly looking forward to that trip. We won there 4-0 last time. I really hope that we can get another win up there, because I can't stand Forest Green Rovers, as most of you know. Going there and winning fills me with absolute delight. So I'm really desperate for a win up there. I mean, thinking positively for the season, you've got to say you'll be happy with the draw. But I personally would love to take their unbeaten record from them. I mean, they've been drawing a lot of games against a lot of substandard teams, you know. I mean, you can say the same with us, you know. We drew with Macclesfield and they're a substandard team. But Forest Green, they've spent money on some players, fair play, but they haven't got their star man anymore. You've got to fancy us. You know, our away record is phenomenal this year, except for Mansfield. You know, a draw at Exeter, a win at Port Vale, a win at Oldham, a win at Tranmere. Let's hope we can follow that on with a win at Forest Green Rovers and keep our top 3 spot and start building that gap, because at the moment I think someone said we got a 5-point gap between us and 4th place. Phenomenal. I don't know if that's right, that might be wrong. I haven't checked it properly myself. I probably should do before I do these things, but so time can be a constraint for me, so it can be a bit difficult. But here we go, Forest Green. I'd like to see us start with the same team minus Cooper. I mean, he had an alright game the other night, but he looks so uncomfortable sometimes. I mean, sometimes he'll make a good pass, got a good run, but for me, he's just not as good as other players that we got. Robbie Wilmot's back for selection now, which is a big plus. So I'd like to think Wilmot will get the nod over Cooper, and we'll basically, I think we'll go differently this time around. I got a feeling he's going to go with Hammond and Matt, with the 3-man midfield and the 5 at the back. I don't know if O'Brien's still going to be injured. I've not seen any sort of injury length provided to us about that, but hopefully, you know, if he's available for Saturday, great. If not, it's going to go with the usual Franks, Bennett and Demetriou, Butler and Forbes, unless he might decide to go with Pipe, you know. But then trends, players who used to play for us or have been on trial at us and not been offered contracts always come back and bite us in the arse. Whenever we got a player that plays against their old team, they always have a stinking game. Like Dolan did against Yeovil, like Chapman did the once when we went to Oxford, you know. You know, there's been others I can't think off the top of my head, but there we go then, guys. I want to thank you all for supporting the channel. First of all, those of you who watch regularly, those of you who don't watch regularly, hopefully you've enjoyed this video when you come back. Join us in on the live streams on Sundays. Check out the latest Rodney Parade Experience videos made by Chris Ball and Jennifer Tompkins. They are absolutely top notch. So they're getting better all the time. And also our subscriber target, we're getting closer to our next prize target. The next prize target is 1900. We're getting close, so get this shared around and get the subscribers up, get people to subscribe to the channel, guys, and it will be a free Amber Army scarf as a giveaway if we can hit that mark by Sunday. So there we go. Thank you all for watching again. Those going on Saturday, I'll see you there. Those not going, I'll see you next time I see you. Thank you again, and until next time, cheerio for now, and as always, up the county.